Good day.
Hey, happy day to you.
Happy
to everybody.
Day to you.
Welcome back. Hey, Rita Wild, welcome back.
Hey, buddy.
New year, some new shows.
All good.
Very excited. One of my favorite bands. Let's do it.
This episode of Rock and Roll Confessional features the original drummer and founding member of Foghat, Roger Earl. The band was formed in 1971 after Roger and Lonseome Dave left Savoy Brown. Over the years, Foghat has earned 8 gold records, 1 platinum record, and 1 double platinum record, with such incredible songs like Fool for the City, Slow Ride, I Just Want to Make Love to You, and Drivin Wheel. Now the band has just released their 17th album, Sonic Mojo.
Which, by the way, just became #1 on the Billboard Blues Album charts. So that's saying something right there.
Indeed.
The album still has the great Americana blues sound with 6 new songs and 6 remakes from some of the great master songwriters and performers of all time. So here we go. It's our time for our interview with Foghat's Roger Earl. Hi, Roger. I'm CW.
Hi.
I'm Rita.
I know you're Rita. He wasn't Rita.
Yeah, we're actually the same person, you know.
Hold on, before we go any further.
Ooh.
That is such a beautiful artwork. Your wife, Linda, created the artwork for the album cover, did she not?
Actually, it was the manager.
The manager created it?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
She's your manager also, isn't she?
Yeah, but the manager and the wife and the girlfriend, they had nothing to do with it.
Okay. This part confuses me, but I do understand where you're going.
I have the Holy Trinity. I have a girlfriend who is also my wife and is also my manager. And 99.9% of the time, it's really, really good. But it just works. Work.
Yeah.
And do they all have separate jobs?
No, not really.
So it doesn't get repetitive?
No, I'm a handful.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Roger, for being on our podcast, which is called Rock and Roll Confessional. And very excited for your new album. It's the first Foghat album in 7 years, right?
Yeah. We haven't been lazy. It was just like, there was that nightmare COVID through the middle of it. And, it's not a race anymore. Back in the 70s and early 80s, we had to get one out every year. Now we have our own studio down in DeLand, Florida, and called Boogie Motel South. And we set up in the living room, and Ryan Bassett, our lead and slide guitar player, is also the producer and engineer. We only have bright ones in the band. We have a really good time making music.
Oh, that's excellent. So yeah, Sonic Mojo. It's kind of a really diverse sounding record. I mean, I was expecting one thing, and then it was like, well, no, that's got some Southern charm to it, some Southern twang, and but you kept the blues there too. So, I mean, it's really a good record. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Well, Rita, I did come from the Thames Delta.
The Thames Delta, did you know? I didn't know about the Thames Delta.
I've got some sort of Southern roots.
Okay, yeah, Southern England. But but now that you're are you living in America full time now?
Yeah. This is home. I moved. I've been coming here since '69 was the first time I came here with Savoy Brown, and for me that was like coming home. This is the land of music. This is where it all comes from. All my musical heroes come from this land, and it's just the best place to be if you're involved in music. And I love it here. This is my home. And this is where music comes from. The blues. Then we got jazz, bebop, rock and roll, country, and gospel music, and I guess folk music as well, because there's got this wonderful melting pot of music, and it's called Americana.
I think that's the best way to describe this album, real Americana.
Yeah, I think so. That's the music I listen to. Scott Holt, lead singer and lead guitar player. He was with Buddy Guy for 10 years, so he can play. And Brian Bassett, he's been with the band 27 years. He also played with Rob Price and Lonesome Dave. He's the bright one in the band.
The guy with the smarts.
Hey, Brian, we need to finish our record. Okay.
And that's the end of the conversation?
No, everybody in this band has, things that they have to do. Everybody has two jobs. But we get on great. We really do. It's all about the music. If you're working with like-minded people, it's not work. I mean, we play. I mean, the other day, our last show was a couple of days ago at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. Great show there. It was sold out, I think 3,000 people. And we spent like 40 minutes doing a sound check. We were just playing. And that's what we do. It's, I'm one of those fortunate few who gets to earn a living making music and playing music. Not a bad way to go.
Not a bad way to stay either.
No.
Roger, when you were a little kid in England, what was it that turned you on to the Americana music?
There was always music in our house. My dad played a bit of piano. He was actually a panel fitter at Aston Martin's at their old factory in Feltham. But he played piano. He came from the East End of London, so everybody used to have sing songs, and there was always music in the house. My older brother, Colin, who was 4 years older than me, started buying records from the Sun record label, early Elvis Presley, Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis. And when I was 12, Jerry Lee Lewis came over. It was about 1960, somewhere around there. And my dad took me to see him with my best friend and my brother, of course. And I was never the same. My mother said it addled my brain, but what is an addled brain? But apparently I was never the same after that. And I was always tapping on stuff, banging on things. Lampshades were fair game for a knife or fork. And the good china was always getting scratched and dented and broken. I loved my mum. I had great parents. They were, we weren't rich by any stretch, but I was always encouraged with whatever I wanted to do. And that was just about everything. And there was always music in our house.
The question being, now did I forget my question?
Oh, yeah, no, read it. Maybe you need some vodka or gin or something.
We could talk about your fluids that you have for sale. Foghat has their own winery now?
Yes, yeah. Not our own winery, but we make our own wine. Central Coast of California, we have a friend who's a winemaker, Steve Rasmussen. We've actually made a number of our vintages. We've just got 2 wines left at the moment. We have a 2014 Chardonnay from the Central Coast of California and a 2013 Pinot Noir from the same area, Central Coast. And they're delicious. And I have a couple of friends over from, actually my niece from London at the moment, and her and her husband, they like the red wine, so they keep drinking it all.
Start charging them.
No, it's okay. They don't get a chance to sort of sample California's wine. California probably makes they do make some of the best wine in the world. And that's where it comes from. It's just perfect climate. The fog rolls in off the ocean, soaks the grapes, the sun comes out. It's like an ideal climate to make great wine. All you need is somebody who knows what they're doing about making wine. And it's Californians do a really good job, Yeah.
But I still like the French and the Spanish and the Italian ones.
Right. And of course, the Spanish were over there even earlier, and they grew grapes up and down the West Coast until the Americans came in and said, all right, up it, you lot. This is ours now. Come on, go.
Oh, my God.
I was fortunate that I never had to go to war, so I'm glad about that. But I guess to the spoils go the winner, don't they?
Mhm.
I wanted to know if your second job that you were talking about is stomping grapes.
Actually, I have made. We've made our 2005, 2007 vintage. We had our 2010 vintage. We actually picked the grapes and made the wine. The current ones, we had professionals picking it, but we actually made the wine and bottled it and stuff. But they've worked really hard. The farmers, I mean, that's like really hard work. Early vintages, when we were learning our craft, as it were, we were out, at night, be up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, try not to chop your fingers off as you're taking the grapes off the vines. But it was good fun. I really enjoyed working, with the people who pick the grapes and the farmers as well. Super people, just work really hard and generous to a fault. First thing they do when you turn up, they say, "You want something to eat? You want something to drink with that?" It has to be a day off from playing for me. So, but it's you're not going to make any money at making wine. Maybe because I drink up most of the profits. No, that's but it's good fun. The way everybody sort of shares the knowledge. The farmers all work together. If there's some kind of blight or an issue with the wine, they let each other know, and vice versa. If there's some, if certain grapes are working really well, they talk to each other, and I found that very refreshing in business.
Mm.
Speaking of drinking, if we get back to the album,
Yes. Oh, I'm
Sonic
sorry.
Rojo, you guys covered a Rodney Crowell tune, Song for Life, and I love that line. I don't drink as much as I ought to.
That's why we're doing this. That's why we did the song. I was driving. I live in out in Long Island in New York, and we have friends down in Nashville. And Linda and I were driving down there about 7 or 8 years, maybe a lot more than 7 or 8 years ago. And this song came on the radio, and the line, "I don't drink as much as I ought to." I went, "Wow, this is great!" And then I lost the station.
Oh no.
And it took me a year or two Googling and everything else to try and find the song. And Rodney J. Crowell wrote it. But his version is very, it's like a 3/4, like a country waltz kind of thing, real slow. And it's really about how life has got really, really good for him. I don't drink as much as I ought to. Lately, that ain't my style. It's like, I just like that first line, though. I said, we have to do that. And in fact, once I found the lyrics, and Scott Holt and I sat in the studio in the living room and just went over and tried to figure out how to play it, because it's really a song about how good it is for this person. Like the lyrics are just great. It's not really about not drinking as much as I ought to. It's quite the opposite of that, but. Yeah, I particularly like that song, and I called Rodney up. Our manager is friends with his ex-manager, who's friends with his manager, and I called him up just to talk to him, and he called me back, which I left a message. He called me back, which was really cool. We did one other song of his on another album. What was it? Oh, Ain't Living Long Like This. So Rodney Crowell is probably one of the really, really great American songwriters, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. The man's brilliant.
Yeah.
And we got our grubby little fingers on this song and totally turned it around. I haven't heard from him yet.
Must like it then.
Well, I talked to him, but he hasn't heard the song, I don't think. So we'll see.
I'm sure he'll love it.
Roger, when was the point with Foghat at the beginning that you said, "Wow, we've made it"?
I never said that. I'm still making it.
There's no point you said, like, this is it. This is the crescendo. We've hit where we wanted to hit.
No. I'm the drummer in a blues rock and roll band, and my whole deal is I want to play music. I can play drums and stuff, and and I treat my craft, as it were, like it's special. I practice regularly and had drum pads everywhere and a drum kit out in the shed, and I've even got a pedal and a pad in my bedroom.
Your manager must love that.
It's allowed, but it's sort of it's a very small house. But there's a saying, "Oh, love grows best in small houses like this." No, I love what I do, and I play in a great band. And no, there's no crescendo. There's no. I'm going to roll till I'm old and rock till I drop. I mean, people who said, "You want to retire?" No. I had a couple of years off with the COVID nightmare, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I went fishing every day, and I got I got to eat the vegetables in the garden before the deer and the rabbits got to it. But no, I love what I do. I'm going to play music. No crescendos here. No ending in sight. I hope not. Anyway.
Speaking of fishing, was it true that you got arrested for the cover of "Fool for the City"?
No. New York cops are great. What happened was early one Sunday morning, we were down in St. Mark's Place in Manhattan, down near the Village, and we just pulled up the manhole cover. The idea was from Nick Jameson, our bass player and producer at the time. It was his idea that they take pictures of me fishing a manhole cover because I fished, therefore I am. And and the police came along in their Kruger and wound their windows down, and we said, "Oh shit!" They said, "Hey, you got a license?" And we go, "License?" They got out of the car and said, "What are you guys doing?" And we explained to them, and they got the cars to go around us and took charge of the situation. They were great. New York cops are the best. They're only worried about sort of murder and mayhem. They don't worry about people pulling up manhole covers,
fishing
in them. Is that normally that would probably be okay. It was just like, what are you doing? Why are you fishing there? New York cops are great.
Have you had any problems anywhere else with cops?
No, I never have any problems. Life is good.
That's great. You must have been really satisfied with this new record that just came out, I think, November 10th, Sonic Mojo. Your band is really good. Your lead singer, my God, he's great.
Yeah, it's fun. Scott Holt, I've known Scott since about 2014. He played on a previous album, Under the Influence. He played on 3 or 4 songs on that. We actually made a record together called Earl and the Agitators. What happened was our previous album, Under the Influence, we were about 3 songs short of an album. So I invited Scott to come down to the studio. Me and Scott and Brian, we needed to write 3 songs, but we wrote 17.
Nice.
It's everything sort of clicks with the band, and it's a lot of fun being creative, writing music. So it works great, works really well.
I found it really interesting that Kim Simmons contributed to several of the tracks. He was the guy that was responsible in a way for getting you into the rock and roll lifestyle with Savoy Brown, right?
No, I did a lot more drugs than him. That rock and roll lifestyle I embraced. He was a lot more sensible. He gave up drinking a long time ago. Yes, Kim gave me my first real job in a band. I've been playing in bands since I was 16 with a couple of guys I went to school with, and but then I joined. I tried out for the audition with Savoy Brown. They were looking for a bass player and a drummer. So myself and my best friend, Dave, who was a bass player, we applied for the job. We didn't get it the first time, but the agency called me up about 6 weeks later and said, "You want to come back and try again?" Apparently the drummer they did get couldn't play a shuffle. Can't play a shuffle. What's he doing in a blues band?
Yeah.
you can't make it swing. You ain't got a thing. Anyway, do what? No, stop it. Um, it was, no, Kim gave me my first shot, and we left the band in end of 1970, 71 and formed Foghat. Got Rob Price on guitar. And I didn't see Kim for about 4 or 5 years. And at 76, we reconnected. Savoy Brown was playing out here on Long Island at a college. And Dave and I went to see him. And I invited him back to my house afterwards and got him thoroughly trashed. Oh, so right, being my friend. And I think he fell asleep there, and I think the next day he was still there, but that rekindled our relationship. And since then, we stayed in touch all the time. And yes, he actually sent, after we did the previous album, Under the Influence, Kim played on about 4 tracks on that. And then he said to me, I'd really like to write some songs with Foghat, for Foghat. And I said, that'd be fine. He said, you have to play on them, you know that. And he said, that's fine too. Unfortunately, Kim passed a year ago this week. But he sent me 4 songs, like, with singing and playing guitar, like to a click track. And we got our grubby little fingers on them and turned into what they are. And actually, those 3 songs that Kim co-wrote with us are probably some of my favorites on there.
Yeah.
I think you'll be pleased.
Yeah, no, I think they're all great songs. I love Driving On.
Yeah.
And She's a Little Bit of Everything.
That's right. Yeah.
I love that one. And I'm trying to find the other one. Oh, it's
Time Slips Away.
Time Slips Away, right.
That's what I was about to say.
I knew that.
Really?
I'm just helping you out.
Thank you.
That's a very, I think Kim wrote that when he knew that, his time was up, and it's a beautiful song. I don't know that if I knew that my time was drawing near, that I could sit down and write songs that express my feelings, but Kim did. We haven't played it on stage yet. Scott and I talked about it, but I were just not ready to do that one just yet. Yeah, that's a very sad song. We kept it pretty lean. It's really about the lyrics, and and obviously there's some really good guitar in it, but I kept the drums really open and simple.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
When the 3 of you left, you and Tony and Lonesome Dave left Savoy Brown, where did that leave him?
He had a new record deal, tons of money, $300,000 or something like that.
But I mean, as far as players, did you wipe the band out?
Well, no, Tony Stevens got fired, and Harry, who is Kim's manager, or Savoy Brown's manager, said that Dave and I could stay on if we want. But I think it was just getting to the point where it was just time, to change. No issues with Kim. In fact, Kim and I don't think ever had a cross word. It was just time for a change. Anyway, we said to Kim that we'll stay on as long as you need us. But Dave and I think realized that Kim was looking to sort of have a change of direction. And in fact, after we left, they had 2 or 3 hit records.
Tell Mama.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Tell Mama. Another one as well. A couple of really good songs. And like I said, we reconnected in 76, and then around about 10 years ago, our manager got Kim on the same agency as us, Paradise Artists, out in Ojai, and so we did a lot of shows together, and it was it was good. Kim and I got very close to, I think, towards the end of our career, and it was fun, playing together. I would get up and sit in with Savoy Brown, and he would get up and play with Foghat. So it was good. It was really
Excellent.
good.
That's cool. Kind of ties the loose ends together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the record contains some great blues stuff. You got Mean Woman Blues, which I guess Elvis made popular. But,
Right.
you do it justice. Let Me Love You, Baby, written by Willie Dixon.
Yeah.
Buddy Guy did that one, and
That's
also Stevie Ray Vaughan. And you guys do it awesome. You do the Howlin' Wolf tune, How Many More Years?
"You're gonna wreck my life."
Yeah, that's good stuff. And another song that I really like a lot is "Wish I'd Been There," because I love the line "When Hank Williams came to town." Now, explain that.
My older brother Colin wrote the lyrics, and he sent me the lyrics, and I love the lyrics, and he made a few notations of what sort of where it should maybe go, and changes. We ignored that. um, I, I initially told my brother we turn it into a real rock and roll song, and he said, "Oh no, don't do that." I said, "No, we're going to ruin it." But I actually think we did a really, really good job on that. And in fact, I played it for my brother. We were over there this summer for my granddaughter's wedding, and I had some mixes, so I played it for my brother, and he got a tear in his eye.
Uh-huh.
I'm his baby brother. He's 4 years older than me, and yeah, we did a good job on it. And I agree with you, Rita. That's one of my favorite songs as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I like them all, but it is a cool song.
It's a very good song.
Yeah, I love it. So is there a story with that when Hank Williams came to town? Because one thing I didn't really know as I was growing up and listening to music is that there was a huge country influence in England.
Yes.
I was blown away by that fact. But yeah, it's really true.
American music, that's what I was talking about earlier. When I was 12, 13 years old, my brother used to buy all the Sun Records. So Johnny Cash. I'm a Johnny Cash fan. I love Johnny Cash. In fact, I was playing him last night. When I was growing up, he didn't even have a drummer in his band, which didn't bother me because there was always this really cool rhythm going through it. And his songs, there was always a story. Yeah. Now, 11, 12, 13, the rhythm was there. And I'd hear all these stories about She Loves You, Big River, More Than Me, and Katie too, and like all this. And I loved the songs. And I'm singing these songs riding my bike to school. No other kid in Southwest London was into Johnny Cash. I was.
Yeah, good for you.
A quick story. We did a cruise about 4 or 5 years ago, and Roger Daltrey was on there, and he was fantastic. He had a great band, and his voice was fantastic. And he went off, and then he came back on to do an encore, and he did 3 or 4 Johnny Cash songs, which I thought was well. Roger was cool anyway, but he comes on and does Johnny Cash songs. He's my fucking hero.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Good choice. Okay, Roger, you got a couple more minutes real quick?
Yeah. I'm good.
We're going to do what we call the end of the show questions. Now, these are the fun, crazy questions.
You have to tell the truth.
No. Yeah, you have to tell the truth, and you could win a big prize, although we don't really have any prizes. Maybe some grapes or wine or something. Go ahead, Reese.
Who was the first rock star that you met that really made an impression on you?
I don't know that I've met any rock stars. I mean, musically, it was Jerry Lee Lewis, but I never met him. I stood close to him one time as my brother's girlfriend was getting an autograph from him, and she was much prettier than me, so I didn't get an autograph. But I met Willie Dixon.
Oh, wow.
And I went to his house and had dinner outside. I mean, without Willie Dixon, there would be no rock and roll. And 1977, Foghat did a tribute at the Palladium in New York. And we were the backing band for the house band for Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker, Johnny Winter, Paul Butterfield, a whole host of blues artists, Eddie Bluesman Kirkland, who became a good friend of ours. And my mother and father came. I invited them over. Mum and Dad, and I got them a hotel in Park Lane in New York, to sport them rotten. And, I had more money than sense. Actually, my wife says if I had a dime, I'd have more money than sense. I think she's having a go at me, and she says, no, that's all right. So anyway, we're backstage. Now, Mum and Dad, of course, know who Muddy Waters is.
Yeah.
And he was probably my musical hero. His record, Muddy Waters Live at Newport, that was 1960. I probably got it in like 61 or 62. I got the record, but I wore that one out and I used to listen to it all the time. So they knew who Muddy Waters was. And so there's a youngest son playing with his musical heroes. And I introduced Mum and Dad. I say, Mum and Dad, Mr. Muddy Waters. Mr. Muddy Waters, my mum and dad. And like it was that was cool. And also meeting Willie Dixon, sharing dinner with him and his family, and myself and Rod and Dave as well. And just recently we got to meet his youngest daughter, Jackie Dixon. I think she was 7 back then. So, and she remembered, helping to serve the band. And it was, she told a really funny story. Willie's wife, Shirley, said, what do white people eat? And David's a vegetarian. I, on the other hand, will eat any good food that's put in front of me. I have a voracious appetite. I love to eat. I love to cook as well. But meeting Willie Dixon and Willie's family, that was a real thrill for me. And introducing Mum and Dad to Muddy Waters. Yeah, those two. Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
If you were making a documentary film, what would the subject be?
Us. We're making a documentary.
Are you?
Good.
Yeah. We've been doing this for the last 2 or 3 years. We're doing a documentary on Foghat, all the people that have been here, the people that aren't. It's a giant undertaking, but we've got some really good people helping us. And also there was a lot of stuff written over the years, from, Dave and Rod, that they would do interviews and stuff. But it's going to be interesting. I don't know when it's going to be done. Hopefully before I depart this earth. But which I'm not anticipating anytime soon.
Good.
But the documentary, it will be fun. Also, I was working on a book, but that requires me to actually concentrate on something, and I'm.
You understand people like us that like books, but it's like it takes a lot of effort to get through one.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Writing or reading, Rita?
Well, both. Writing is easier, I guess. I don't know. Reading. What would you say to all your fans? You have a huge fan base. What's one thing that you would like to say to them right now?
Thank you for being there. Without people who are enjoying, your music and like turning up and supporting. I mean, like we've lost, half a dozen members of this band over the years. Rod and Dave, of course, Craig McGregor, our bass player, and a number of other people that have worked with us over the years. And they still turn out. I mean, our last show was at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. I mean, it was sold out and they were fantastic. And we played like 2 new songs and they went down really well. Our fans, thank you. I mean, because that's why you make music, like this, so that people can enjoy it. It's a joyful thing, even if it's like, well, actually, no, most of the songs are all about sex, aren't they? I've done it. I'd like to do it again with you. Can we do it this way or that? I mean, but no, it's our fans. That's who I say thank you to. They're the best.
You have a great website
Yes.
where you can get the new CD autographed. You also have the purple vinyl for the new album, which you showed us a picture of.
Beautiful purple vinyl.
So you can find that on all your on your website. It also links to get your wine.
Yes, right.
Like that. And road tours and stuff like that. I know you're going to be you'll be back out on the road quite a bit next year as well, right?
Yeah. Last date is I've got 3 weeks off. I'm going over to the UK, see my oldest daughter and my granddaughter, my brother, cousins, nieces, grandniece and nephew, old friends. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be there for like 5 or 6 days. Then we go back down to our studio in Florida in DeLand, and we start picking 4 or 5 new songs to put in the set. The problem is we've made 17 albums.
Yeah.
You got a lot of songs.
We just, with the new album out, in fact, we did a couple of release parties, one in LA at the Coach House in San Juan Capistrano.
Oh,
We did one in New York at the Iridium, the club in Manhattan. And that was cool because, we played 8 or 9 songs from the album. I thought that was very brave of us.
yes.
Very brave.
Yeah.
I know when I go see a band, they say, we're going to play a new song now. It's like, oh, dear.
Yeah, everybody gets to the restrooms. But no, I mean, the thing that's nice about this record is that no matter what you remember Foghat, as long as you play, the ones that people want to hear and throw in some of these, I mean, it just all sounds beautiful, like a great transition.
Thank you. Yeah, I was really pleased with the way it came out, and we had no problem with picking what songs we wanted to do. Everybody was agreed. We probably had 7 or 8 songs that didn't make the cut.
Well, thank you, Roger. I have to say from the bottom of my heart, your band was one that was just, I grew up with non-stop in my teens on forward. And I know I've heard Slow Ride 1,000 times, but I could still hear it another 1,000 times. And so I thank you for really being in, you didn't know this, but you were in my life almost 85% of my life. You were there. So thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, I'm one of those fortunate few in this world who gets to play drums in a blues rock and roll band. And the guys that I play with, I've always played with great musicians, actually. I've been fortunate like that. But these guys are just fun. You should come and see us because I like doing this one. It's just like laying the guilt on people, We really are. And we might not be around much longer. So, I mean, maybe you should come and see us. But then the other thing is you could probably tell your grandchildren if you've got any on the way or anything like that you saw Foghat. And
if I get any grandchildren between now and the next time we see you, I will bring them with me. Okay. I got to work on the children part first, but right. I feel like there's still a little time in there.
All right. No, my time of procreating is over. I've done my bit, and we have a wonderful extended family. It's huge, but there's a lot of love, and actually, I can't think of anybody in our family that's I don't like. Have we got a family, Linda? You don't think so? I said we got a nice family, Linda. Linda agrees. She's got the only problems are on her side, not mine.
Well, she's your manager. She's going to get paid for whatever you tell her.
Linda manages everything. She's in charge.
Thank you, Linda.
Actually, we have. I'm not being sexist, but we only have women running our business.
Whatever works for you.
Well, they're very efficient and they know what they're doing, and they don't sort of waste time. And it can be tricky with there's like 9 people traveling on the road. So and getting flights, getting old people in the band. It's not as easy as it sounds. But
polishing their walkers.
Yeah, polishing them. Yeah. We have a great organization that we've got some really good people working with us.
That's excellent. Well, that just shows through what you're talking and what you've put on this record. Just good people, good vibes, and go see Foghat, y'all. And go buy the new CD or album. You can also go to the website.
Sonic Mojo.
Autographed. Ooh.
Oh, hold on. You want me to read something to you just before you go?
Okay.
Here we go. Sonic, a frequency within the audibility range of the human ear of waves and vibrations. Mojo, a charm or amulet thought to have magic powers. Power of music. Come on.
I feel it.
I think I have to blame the manager for that one as well.
Way to go.
Well, happy holidays to you, Roger, and Linda. Thank her for her time.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You've been such a joy to speak with. It's like
nice talking to you folks as well. It's my last one today, so now I have to get out because we're on Long Island and winter's coming. It's a fabulous day today, but it's December and I've got to get all the chairs in and all the things. I've got stuff to do.
The honey-do list.
Yeah.
It should be called the honey hush list, and then you just don't even pay attention to it.
Actually, I talked to Scott the other day. I think we'll play it next year. We haven't played that in like 4 or 5 years.
Honey hush?
Probably because I'm old. It's really far. I'm going to.
You still have everything together up here, buddy. So that's great.
Look forward to seeing you at the Coach House.
Thank you.
Next time you're around. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, Roger.
Bye-bye.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Bye-bye. La 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 la.
So, did you already order your wine, Rita?
No,
your Foghat wine?
I haven't done that yet, but God, what a great guy. And I just love that British accent of his.
Right?
Oh my God.
Like there's different accents that like some sound a little not as sexy.
Yeah. But he's got it's like that King's English kind of, BBC type of voice. It's great. So totally loved talking with him. And the new album really liked a lot too. It was really good.
It's got some great songs on it.
Special thanks to Roger Earl for his time with the interview. Foghat has tour dates already set up through midsummer. You can check out their website, foghat.com. The new Foghat album, Sonic Mojo, is streaming now. You can pick it up an autographed vinyl and CD copies at the band's website, foghat.com. And if you're interested in Foghat Vineyards, you can order a nice bottle of 2014 Chardonnay or 2013 Pinot Noir. Just go to foghatsellers.com.
And that's spelled Cellars in case you thought it was Sellers. See what I'm saying? See? Stick with me. Thank you, Amanda Kagan, who does such an amazing job setting up the interviews and supplying us with such great information on the band. So we really appreciate it. You can follow Foghat on Facebook at Foghat. Instagram is Foghat_official. And the band's YouTube channel is Foghat Music. Check out our show notes on our website, Rock and Roll Confessional.rocks, and there you can find some great links to some of the subjects talked about in today's show, including links to purchase autographed copies of Sonic Mojo, links to order the band's wine, possibly hand-stomped by Roger himself, rare videos, new videos, and samples of new music plus more.
And also keep your eyes out, probably not in the near future, for the Foghat documentary. Thank you to all of our supporters over the year. We've received quite a few reviews in the past few weeks. So thank you to everyone who took the time to write one.
There are a few ways you can help us. You can subscribe to the podcast. So as soon as the next episode comes out, you'll receive it. And you can also write a review and follow and comment on our Instagram and Facebook posts. And share them, too, with like your friends, your rock friends, right?
Absolutely.
You got rock friends?
I got rock friends, man.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it for this show. Got some cool stuff coming up.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff, man.
Keep rocking, everybody. Thanks for listening.